This is a Brooklyn-bound 2 train. The next stop is
Wall Street.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Welcome back, everyone. This is Not Your Advisor with NYU Grad on Monday, July 21st. Hope everyone had a great weekend and a productive Monday. The markets are still open. There's 1 minute to go, but what a turnaround. If you listen to me during the podcast every day or on the private chats, you'll know the lack of liquidity or volume is speaking very loudly to me, but it seems that not many people are covering this dynamic in the market. And even now, like at 3:40, I just checked CNBC and they still have this BS AI headline that reads S&P 500 and NASDAQ hit record highs to start the week amid earnings optimism. Yes, it is a fact. The S&P and the NASDAQ hit records. It's making new record highs every day. But the narrative or context is that things are great. And meanwhile, the market Sunday overnight into the cash open did well. And the open was the low of the session for all intended purposes. But around 2 o'clock, prices started to get soft, and the entire intraday move across the board has been negated. So that's pretty much the summary of the day. They're playing these games, and it felt like they were just finding new bag holders to sell to today. Low volume, just like every other day, until, of course, the selling came. The SPY had 56 million shares traded versus 69 million average daily volume. It was worse than that until the selling. It was like at 40 million at like 3 o'clock. So I digress. Let me go back into the breadth numbers here. We had 1,151 new highs on the NYSE versus 124 new lows. 57% advanced today versus 40% declined. 28% below the 50-day moving average and 38% below the 200-day moving average. The Dow actually closed red, down 19 points. The NASDAQ finished the day up 0.38%, well below the intraday highs. And the S&P closed up 0.14%, or 8 points, which is pretty much a nothing burger. Mixed bag, because in the morning, everything was green. All of the Mag 7 were green. Semiconductor index was green. But we closed the day with Microsoft red just a smidge, 0.01. Nvidia was down 0.4%. Tesla was down 1/3%. Apple was up 0.5%. Amazon was up 1.3%. Alphabet 2.7, best performer of the group, and Meta up 1.1. Keep in mind that this is all lower than the intraday highs. Taking a quick look at profitable companies in the NASDAQ that made cash session highs on the day, we had 17, including names like Broadcom. Before I move on to covering the charts, I did also post this morning some scary charts regarding long-term trends, specifically the Warren Buffett indicator and derivatives of that indicator. We are now higher than ever before in the history of this data set right now. And for those that don't know, it takes the Wilshire 5000 and divides that by the GDP, giving it a ratio chart. And we have never been more overbought or overvalued. Does not mean we're going to start selling off right away, because we're at like a reading of 208 or something like that. doesn't mean we can't go to 300% total value of all publicly traded stocks to GDP. But I'm just letting you all know that this is an alarm bell, and it has been an alarm bell. It doesn't mean, unfortunately, that we'll know when the sell-off will begin. Just know a sell-off will eventually happen, but we just don't know from which level. Take a look at those charts. It also has total value of public and private corporate equities to GDP. It has Dow Jones to GDP ratio higher than ever before. It has the S&P 500 versus the GDP higher than ever before. And then it's a comparison chart of the S&P versus the Wilshire 5000 versus GDP. So the good news is that it's pointing up. It hasn't rolled over yet. So who knows how much higher we're going to go. But just know that we are in overbought territory right now. So let's switch gears to macro.
We can't forget that this is just a small taste of the in-depth analysis that Not Your Advisor provides. They don't just throw numbers at you. They connect the dots, find those hidden trends, and help you understand what's driving the markets.
If you want the full picture, you got to check out the full Not Your Advisor episode.
Don't forget to subscribe to notyouradvisor.com.
And all their premium content. I mean, it's like having a direct line to what's really going on in the market.
It is. It really is. They cut through all the BS and give you the kind of info that you just won't find anywhere else.
Think about this. Investing is all about making decisions that work for you and your goals. You're the one in control.
Not Your Advisor can give you the map, but you choose where you want to go.
And with that empowering thought, we'll sign off. Happy investing.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.